Do 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 do. Don't forget when you come into the room, hit a thumbs up. Lets me know that you're in here. Oh, a little piece of hair right there is bothering me. William, how are you? Julia, how are you? Rusty, how are you? I hope you guys are doing okay there in Ohio. Is it a Zwana? Is me? Hey, how are you? Dalton, how are you? Matthew, how are you? Azwa? How do you say that? Azawa? Miss Joan, how are you? Miss Betty, how are you? Becca Lynn, how are you? Becca Lynn, hang on, I need to speak with you. Easy Lane, how are you? Reflections, how are you? Let everybody get in here. Rusty says hello to Becca Lynn. Izawa. Okay, thank you. Izawa. Thank you for telling me that. Rusty said, give me a minute. There you go. Dalton says, hi, Becca Lynn. Let everybody kind of let Sarah filter in here as well. Hopefully, Sarah joins us tonight. It has been a crazy couple days. We're getting ready for football in the area. We do a high school football show on Saturday, and I do like mythology. I do like mythology. We've got a sports show we do Saturday mornings on high school football, and that kicked in yesterday morning, so we did that. And then on Thursday, we've had some new people come in, and they're getting ready to run college and high school and pro football on the radio stations. And even though I don't work for the radio stations anymore, I was asked if I would set in with them. I know a lot about the football stuff that we do on the stations, and I am I'm what they considered a hired gun these days, an independent contractor. So I go in and I help where I need to help out on things. Malaya's mom, how are you? Ready for football and cooler weather? Absolutely. I am sitting here on the porch, and it is literally the humidity and the mosquitoes. We're in this little bubble, they say, this weekend. And I think tomorrow, some of the highs in the area, the heat index is supposed to be 105. Elmwood, how are you? Rossi, how are you? So, and we've got to remember, we're still in August. It's not like, I tell you, the summer has kind of flown by a little bit. And I think everybody kind of thinks, there's Sarah. Hello, Miss Sarah. We were waiting on you to come in and join us. I am good, Rosie. I hope you're doing well. The leg is doing really well. The boot has helped a ton. Maneuvering around. I don't wear it when I'm at work because of driving, and it is the right leg. So let's see. Hold on. We are in the process of doing the new porch. So, showing you that real good. You know, it's a little longer, it's a little wider. Nice set of steps. So, so that is turning out to be really nice. What's up? What's up? What's up? Um, there was a couple things evidently. Uh, the guys that are doing the porch, they were using galvanized screws the other, no, galvanized nails. And evidently they ran out of the nails, so they started using the screws. And the inspector came by the other day and said they have to take the screws out and put the nails. So, Miss Rita, how are you? Let's see. Rusty said we got hit with a Draco level 4 tornado. It tore us up bad. The neighbors got the worst. We were without power for 4 days in the heat. Lost all food. Got sick from the heat. Had to get limbs off. Man, we are praying for you, Rusty. That is, you know, it was years ago. God, I think it's been like 10 years ago. We got hit with the derecho here in the valley. And you want to talk about something, we weren't prepared for it. And you never are prepared for these things. But boy, it just slammed down on top of us. And it was like 70 to 80% of the entire town was without power. It was horrible. This is my last week at my job. Don't know how many days I'm actually going to make it. I understand. Inspectors are awesome. They just, yeah, inspectors are awesome. They come in and find the smallest little thing. And Matthew said there was a thunderstorm and it was raining so heavy. I'm sure. Okay, let's get with Becca Lynn. Becca Lynn, I think it was you the other day that had asked me if I had seen, I think the name is Dalton and Sako, Sako, I think it is. And we're recovering. It'll be, yes, thank God. Plan to take this job and shove it. There you go. Yep, Becca Lynn said that was me. Can you explain this relationship to me? Um, I did not realize how popular. I had never heard of these folks. Evidently, I did not realize how popular they were. They're on Facebook, and I think they've got like 4 million followers on Facebook. Kiwi, how are you? I'm at Virginia Beach. There we go. Um, do you support Pride? Absolutely. I have no issues. I look. I will answer this question like I always answer it. Billy J, how are you? I don't have to answer for anything somebody else does. I have to answer for what I do. What you do in this world is on you. What I do in this world is on me. I love everybody. It is not for me to judge. Um, I try my best to be very understanding. Um, I, it's one of those things. That's how I was raised. Um, it's I love everybody. I support everybody, and if that's the avenue that you or whoever feels they need to go down, then that's the avenue you need to go down. If that's the person you want to love, and that's the person you love, then love that person. So, um, again, like I said, I get judged on none of that. When I make it to the big man's going to judge me on what I've done, not what others around me have done. The only thing I can do is put in a good word for you when I meet the big man. That's the only thing. Okay, I understand that. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, let me see here. They met online a few years ago. He moved her into the house after a couple weeks, and they went viral being interracial in West Virginia. I have watched several videos today, and just there's nothing big there, but their videos are getting 10 to 15 million views. And he put one video out today saying that if Um, Thank you, Rossi. I appreciate that. If people wanted to use or talk about his content, they could because we're all into this together. And I'm like, okay, one, I respect that. I really, truly respect that because there's a lot of people um, that's out there that will do things in order to get clicks. And I truly, um, I'm not being hateful, just asking because my stance is for people to. No, I think Malaya's mom and Becca Lynn, hang on. Malaya's mom, I think it's one of those things of you just want to be accepted, and you don't want to say something to offend somebody. You don't want to put somebody into a bad light, or and so I understand why people ask the questions. I understand it completely, and it's okay because I don't want anybody to feel like this room isn't for them. And I want everybody to feel like this room is for them. I want them to come in and engage in conversation and, uh, just love everybody. And that's, that's the key thing. So he recently lost 40 pounds. Is he the one that has a bunch of tattoos and his mom has cancer? Yes. God loves us all. Absolutely. Um, so people speculate. Okay, I'm I'm trying to figure this couple out. I don't know Malaya's mom. I get that. Yeah, I get it. But sometimes like I said, it's a matter of just clarifying if we're okay. And you know, I had a gentleman today. Um, Kind of he got on me for something that was really nothing to get on me about. But he sent me a text later on and he goes, "Buddy, I'm really sorry." He said, uh, "That just rubbed me the wrong way." And he goes, "Man, it shouldn't have rubbed me the wrong way." And he goes, "Better off, I shouldn't have never sent you the text about it saying that it rubbed me the wrong way." And I told him, I said, "Hey, we're good. We're grown adults. And it was funny. And I had never met the man. And it was something I had put up on Facebook Marketplace. As you know, I have an antique booth, and we had put some trading cards into an antique booth. And I said, "Guys, if you no, you're Malaya's mom. You're never rude. I love you. I'm never going to think you're rude." Um, and he got upset because we put trading cards, ball cards, in a booth up at the shop. And he's like, "That's for antiques." And I'm like, "Well, hold on a minute." I'm like, "The company rule says that we can do 40% antiques, 60% other items. So we meet the criteria of antiques in our booths." And he got a little offended for the fact that, and he shared his opinion with me. And I really think in his mind that he thought that, um, I think he thought he was going to get a fight out of me on it. And there was nothing to fight about. We just had a good conversation. And like I said, it was about 20 minutes later he came back and said, "Buddy, I'm really sorry." He goes, "I I didn't mean to, and I said, "Buddy, I get it. You're okay. We're fine." And it was just kind of a funny moment today. So, no, but this couple, Dalton and Seika, is it Seika? Seiko? Psycho? How do um, Sarah, I saw the video. Um, and let me tell you, with 11, like I said, like his last 3 or 4 videos, 4 or 5 videos, 11 million, 12 million, 13 million, 15 million. Psycho. Yeah, Sako. How do you say it? Um, psycho, but 11, 12 million. I'm sure, um, 67,000, yes. Miss Judy, how are you? Sacco. Sacco? Sacco? Sako? Or maybe Sako. Sako, Sako. Um, but I'm sure his money is that high. With that many, it's legitimate because he made a video that made it seem like something had happened. Is she okay? Does anybody know? I read something tonight saying that she has come out and said she's fine or something like that. And um, here's what I've learned though: drama sells. If you can get it, he said he's paying his mom's medical bills. He should be paying his mom's medical bills. That's his mother. That's your mom. You should be paying the bills. He said she was fine, but nothing. Rage baiting. Absolutely. I saw a video the other day, and it's a guy and girl, and they had literally, T. Martinez, how are you? They had literally staged it to where it looked like she was cheating on him, and they put up about 5 or 6 videos, and those videos got huge amount of views. It's called gaslighting. That's what, yes. Yes, if you have a different opinion, it'll go crazy. He is a little strange. He's quirky. He's got that. Like I said, I saw the video today where he had different shirts on, uh, and then he showed how much money he was making and things like that. And so it is one of those things where you're sitting here going, "Wow, this guy." But the guy and girl the other day who had staged the videos like she was cheating on her husband, they were getting huge views. And then they went into another set of videos and they were perfectly fine. And you were like, man, you're staging all this stuff just to get the clicks. So it is a really weird, you know, the ones I've seen, he never has a shirt on. No, tonight, the one I saw today, he was putting on a lot of different video, a lot of different shirts on the video. Stone Cold Steve Austin with the 2 middle fingers up, a bunch of them, and things like that. I know he hates to give opinions on Instagram or whatever. Then people come after me. Rozzy, as soon as you share something, they're going to attack you. Uh, when I was, look, with the Whitakers, the only thing that I was ever doing with the Whitakers was sharing information with people who didn't have the other platforms about the Whitakers. And you would not believe the amount of hate that I received on, just putting stuff out on the Whitakers. And it was simply just, okay, these people, and it was somebody at work had told me one day, they said, you need to do a video on Eric and Patrick and all this, on all these folks, because I don't have this platform. And can you tell us what you're seeing? Because I don't see that information. So that's what I started to do. And it was one guy and girl, and God love them. I can't, I don't even remember their names or channels. But boy, they went ballistic. They were just pure nasty, and it was like, hey, again, you do what you do, you go on about your business, and if that offended you, I'm sorry it offended you. Uh, this channel has turned into something good. I like this channel. I like what we do. I love the fact that we get on here and talk every night when we have chats and slam on his brakes, no reason. Uh oh, what was that, Matthew? Hang on. Let's see. Matthew said some idiot in a Bronco decided to slam on his brakes, no reason in traffic. For God's sakes, people just go. Oh, I understand. Exactly. Exactly, Rusty. We try to get you away from what's going on. We try to have fun and, you know, Matthew, you didn't hit the vehicle, did you? Name us Lauren and Sabi. Wyatt, that's everywhere. That is everywhere. One of my biggest pet peeves in the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, uh, getting onto an interstate where it says yield, people stop at the top of the interstate ramp. So when you're coming up to try to get on the interstate, you have to stop because the person in front of you have stopped, and you should just merge on into traffic. And people, they don't do that here. They stop, and that's one of the biggest issues I think with a lot of traffic we run into. But no, the Dalton and Seiko, we'll say Seiko, story has caught my attention this week. Tonight I'm going to sit down and watch them because I've never, like I said, I've never really gotten into them. Um, yeah, that just happened to our nephew. His car is totaled. He's okay, but his chest got hurt from the airbag, but he's fine. We had a, I had a young lady that I was teaching in a class years ago, and she had somebody brake check her, and she ran into the back of them, and when she ran into them, airbag deployed and blacked both of her eyes. It was horrible looking. He was in a backhoe accident where it flipped, basically cut him in half. He was nothing from the waist down, and he lived. Wow. Okay. I had a cousin who was cutting down a tree one day, and the tree came back on him, and when it did, it caught him in the chest. And they said he lived for a little bit, but then when they removed the tree, uh, it got him. Remarkable story, I'm sure. So some idiot in a Ford truck decided to cut off my dad with his Mustang on the way to Grandma's house. He honked his horn, and he got so mad. Matthew, there is so much rage in the world right now. And road rage is horrible these days. And the least little thing will set somebody off. Here we have Century stoplight. Last week, my daughter got out of her car, walked 4 cars to tell the lady just to move up. Yes, no, well, I got it. We've got the sensor ones here um, in the valley here that you'll ride over the little sensor. Have to keep my firearm in a lockbox in my truck because people doing road rage. I don't put up with it. Billy J. Absolute. I hate that. Oh no, trust me, I get it. Phoenix drivers are crazy too, but they even have the darn cameras. They don't care if they get a ticket. In the state of Virginia, I think it was over 2 weeks. I think they said, what was it, over 100,000 tickets were given through these cameras for people speeding. Yeah, did you see where they were having issues with these flock cameras for the simple fact of they're starting to find them unconstitutional because they do not allow you to move freely through the community. A license plate reader goes by the car and checks your license plate. Um, the flock cameras, they're saying, literally can pick you up anywhere, so it's unconstitutional because you are not allowed to travel freely, and you should be allowed to travel freely. Oh, grandmother, granddaughter told me she sold all her reindeers because it was just too hot for them in New Mexico. Okay. They put flock cameras up all around the towns, trying to catch people. It shows everything the vehicle heat sensor. It shows the people's faces on the computer. Correct. And that's where they're running into the issue, is because they're filming you everywhere, and there's a lot of people that have issues there and saying that that should not be the case. For police to license plate readers, I understand they're only shooting the license plates. They're looking to see if the car is stolen. They're looking to see if the car has expired tags. I get that, but you know they are. That's all they're designed for. That is all they're designed for, is the government to make sure they know where you're at. Yeah. Here in the valley, every one of them went down, and they will not put them back up. So last night, someone got pulled over by a cop, and I was laughing. Wyatt, peekaboo, we see you. Hello, Miss Mary Ann. How are you? George Orwell warned us in 1984, the book 1984, that Big Brother is watching. And a lot of people need to understand that Big Brother is watching. And from where we go, um, with these cameras, and guys, there is not too many places you go in the world that there's not a camera on you. Malaya's mom said, "I'm not," and that's the attitude to have. I'm not doing anything illegal, so why should I worry about it? Absolutely. You don't even think about it. You know. But, when a crime happens, you think about it. Usually, one of the first things they do, um, is check camera. In a business area, most of the businesses have cameras. So they're either shooting towards the business, down on the road, around the parking lots, things like that. So you can see cars traveling through the area and things like that. And so they go and they check stuff like that. But with these flock cameras, they were putting these flock cameras in places that you felt like they shouldn't have been putting them in. Right after it opened the door, that's Wyatt. That's the bad thing about it. When something happens and it allows the government to open doors on things, it's scary. And 9/11 opened the door. It really did. I study this new advanced technology and it's heavy duty. He ain't getting away with nothing. Absolutely. Absolutely. But no, you think about it. How many ring doorbells are in your neighborhoods? How many ring doorbells are in your community? Um, how many cars drive by your house and set your ring doorbell off? You know, how many people, I know every day when the mailman comes and puts mail in the box, because the ring doorbell lets me know that he's coming up on around the porch. Yes. Yes, everybody's got them. Yep. Welcome to the Big Brother. Welcome to the UK. Big Brother has been around for ages. Cameras can't even get you for using a cell phone or driving distractions in your car. Yep. Yeah, no. And I'm amazed at they have implemented certain rules now of agricultural design for people coming across borders as well. They can come in and check your car or your vehicle to make sure you're not bringing plants in that have certain bugs on them, that the bugs get into the U.S., then they cause havoc in your communities. And it's one of those things where you're like, wow, you're really, you're really reaching here. The chip in your credit card follows you everywhere. Um, but then one of the biggest things you really sometimes never think about is the loyalty cards they give you at stores. Everybody wants your email, absolutely. Flying drones over the fields. What's left after 20? No doubt. I'm sure, to get up over top of stuff and look down onto it, I'm sure they are flying the drones over. Easy Lane said, really reaching. That's a lot. That's a lot of things right now. They really reach. I've seen those videos where they pull people over and they want to know if they're bringing in, a plant or something like that. Wrap your cards in aluminum foil. We had National Weather Service airplanes and vehicles around the whole area. Stage 4 level, tornado. I hear you. Elmwood, they are all over the place. You hear them because they're in the community right now. Yeah, they're all over the place. Billy J, we used to have a gentleman that lived in the neighborhood that did that, and because he didn't want aliens reading his mind. Yeah, the cicadas are all over the place, and you can hear them. Rusty, they still got a few more things to do. There's a couple things that did not pass inspection, so they've still got a couple more things to do. They've got to put a board to connect two of the other boards. Um, and then there's some screw issues on top that they've got to change some screws out. It's getting dark on you. How dark am I? Can you guys see me pretty well? This one is covered, and the key thing is here. Um, Betty said, "Where is your other half fat?" Betty, are you calling me fat? No, he's an adorable boy. Not bad. We can see you. Perfect. He is in the house. He's getting ready for school. He is probably watching a movie. I can see you're fine. Good. He is probably watching a movie. Um, he'll go to bed here shortly, and he is. I can see you good. He is loving kindergarten right now. He is making new friends. David and Tammy, how are you? The key question I asked him, I'm like, hey, are you making new friends? And he's like, yes. And I said, can you tell me your new friend's name? Nope, don't know their names. And I'm like, buddy, you really should learn their names. Tell me, when you come back in, tell me who you're dealing with here. My cat caught a cicada last week. I rescued it and put it in my outdoor houseplants. He was gone the next morning. I hope he's okay. We have tadpoles developing in our water troughs too. Okay. I tell you, my tadpole story, hot, I'm sure. Um, we had went to the river one day and got some tadpoles, and I had this was years ago, and I had a fish aquarium, and I set them in the backyard one summer, and I put them in the fish aquarium, and never thought another thing about them. I was a kid, never thought another thing about them. Um, need prayers, absolutely, Sarah. You know that. Pete and repeat. Um, Miss Betty, he's a trip. He is a trip. We but those frogs started, those tadpoles started turning into frogs, and I'm talking, it was really neat to see that. And but all of them disappeared. They all got out of that aquarium, and I don't know where they went. You know. Oh, yes, prayers for Sarah, absolutely. I was trying to see somewhere in the mix. Ooh, is that better? It says relight on. Let me see if that helps. B. Disney, how are you? Okay, is Becca Lynn still with us? I want to. Faith, how are you? That's the question. When that video comes up, that guy goes, "It tastes like a missing person." How would you know what a missing person tastes like? I I am baffled on that one. Size of a pencil eraser. Sarah, that's all you can do. Trust in God. Pray. We'll pray with you. We'll pray for you. You know that as well as I do. Becca Lynn, um, Damon Darling, the comedian. Guys, if you have not seen this young man, this is an African American gentleman he's a comedian. He's got the huge amount of, I think it's like dreadlocks on top of his head. He ended up, um, there you go, absolutely, Faith. He ended up getting banned from all of Walmart, all of Sam's Club, and all of Murphy's USA. Murphy's USA, for a lot of you who don't know, are gas stations. 90% of them, I think, set in the parking lots of Walmart. He is funny. He's hilarious. He calls everybody Bob. Right. Yep. And he calls the women what, Nana or something like that? Something. Tell me what you're thinking there, because Walmart came out. I think this week spent all day cleaning a 40-gallon. I'm getting it. Awesome. You haven't seen him. Okay. Do you get them by your pools? We used to get Tiny Frog's childhood house. Dad passed away, so we sold the house. Meemaw. There you go. Meemaws. Got $1, and he'll give you $1. Um, what's his name? Damon Darling. My phone is doing something with the sound. I'll try to come back, and if not, love you. Love you. Um, exactly, not the other way around. But he got banned because he goes into Walmart and he helps people and he gives people money and things like that. And he buys them groceries and everything. Oop. No, we're still here, Miss Betty. Has anybody else had? He does help people in the end. His approach is very unorthodox. Um, Miss Judy said it is getting dark. How dark? Oh, you're good. Yep. Rusty said, I can see you. You're fine. I put the relight on, so I'm hoping you can see me. If all else, I'll cut the light on the porch. That may be doing successful. How are you, brother? You doing all right? Let me get you. Let me get you pinned. Guys, if you have not liked Successful's channel, you need to go to Successful's channel and like that page. No, not Darby, Darling. Darling. I am good. Waiting to get out of YouTube jail, but I am good. I've got less than a month now before I can reapply to get out of YouTube jail. Yeah, he got banned, and they're saying that he did not get banned because he was helping people. When he first started doing videos, he would go in and they would knock stuff off the shelf, and the 9th, September 9th. He is a good Samaritan and successful. Absolutely. Here's the thing: they demonetize you, but they still keep running commercials on your channels. And so I'm talking. It's been an interesting little thing here. Let me see here. Can I? Nope, I can't do that. Hang on, I want to try to see. Relight off. Hang on. Relight on. I don't know. Hang on. Hang on. Oh. Why am I in YouTube jail? Taking your money. Absolutely. I don't know why I'm in YouTube jail. That's the thing. They went through and they hit a lot of creators. And the only thing that I can think of is, and I had somebody explain it to me, and they said where I would collab with different people, but I would do the same product. Like Willy Wonka. We would do the Wonka song. Um, that is the only thing that I can think of. That, Gerald, how are you? Hang on. I want to, bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to try to hit this light for a few minutes, and there we go. Let's see if that'll help me for a few minutes there. But I just got to make sure. Yes, turns the porch light on. I just got to make sure that the bugs don't attack me. Much better. There's Gerald. Gerald can see us now. So no, I don't know. I think that may be one of the reasons, but I don't know. Tommy John, yes, surgery's named after him, and he or get a buck zapper, absolutely. He sent out a letter about less than a week ago, thanking everybody, thanking the Yankees organization and Major League Baseball for being kind to him and treating him well. And I think when it was all said and done, I think he knew his time was up, was coming, and he wanted to put that out and just say, hey, thank you. Chippy the Chipmunk, I don't know. He's got a little hole in the yard. The hole that I stepped in, he has been using, and it may have been him that got me. He has been using to go down through the yard. A lady tuber in our town has been banned for 2 months. Yeah, no, I'm going on. Mine happened in June, so yeah, it'll be like 3 months when it's all said and done. And so now that's monetization. That they haven't banned me for anything. Um, I did take a class the other day. Like I said, I put a video up the other day, well, a couple weeks ago, and they said it promoted hitting a child or something like that, and it was, I don't know. It to me, I was using the sound of an adult's video that had put it up, but they said that it did that. But no, Damon Darling. Let's get back to Damon Darling real quick. He got banned and well trespassed from Walmart, Sam's Club, and Murphy's. He was going in helping people. Now he's come out and said, "Look, don't boycott them, don't do anything." Absolutely, Rusty said, "I'll join your channel. Please join my channel." Absolutely, Rozzy. It is one of those things that I filed an appeal. I did the appeal. They turned me down on the appeal. I wasn't going to fight them over it. It was, I wasn't the only one that got hit. A lot of people has gotten hit. The only thing I don't like is the fact that when they hit you, they still run ads in your stuff, so they're getting paid, but you're not getting paid. Um, it's the nature of the beast, you know. Rossi, did you say OF an OnlyFans page? Really? I could do an OnlyFans page. I think. I think. I think. What I charge, $1.99. That I think that would be good content for OnlyFans. OnlyFans is hilarious. I'm amazed. Did you see where Rossi said no? No, thank you. I appreciate that. Rossi said no. Did you see who was it? Shannon, is it Shannon Elizabeth? OnlyFans is a good idea. See, absolutely. Becca Lynn agrees. Um, Shannon Elizabeth came out and said the amount of money that she makes. She was in the, what was it, American Pie, those movies and things like that. But she said the amount of money that she makes off of that platform, there was no way she would have made that amount of money doing movies because her career um, on Bill Maher. There you go. Santa Feet. Absolutely. Matthew said no, don't to that bad idea. Um, but she said you would not believe the amount of money she's made, and her career had kind of stalled. Um, oh, Bill Maher, she was on the show. Okay, and she says now the amount of money that she's made off of what she's done there, and then what was the what's the young lady that was on Knots Landing? That's a weird app, I'm sure. Um, yeah, when did they start that? They start that what in? Has it already? Donna Mills. There you go. Successful. When did they start that? I saw that they went from 4K to 8K to get fully monetized. Sarah said February 1. Yeah, I saw. I thought it was February. And here's the thing, Taurus. How are you? And here's the thing. Shorts don't count towards watch hours. So when we do the shorts, they don't count. They want you doing long form content. They want you doing lives. They want long form content because long form content is where the money is being made. Successful said, that's crazy. It's hard enough to get 4K. I think it equals up to what they say that it's like 11 or 12 hours a day. I think it's 11 or 12 hours a day that you have to have people watching you. The thing about OnlyFans is basically hooker online instead of on the street. Marianne. Taurus, thank you. How are you? Taurus to Good Witch. Yeah, Malaya's mom, go through this week strong. Be strong. Money is the bottom line for him. Yes, and Miss Marianne, you can't, you know, the way they've got it set up, you really can't do anything about it. I know a lot of people said, "Oh, you need to sue them. You need to do this. You need to do that." No, the way they've got it set up just right to where, you understand that you're becoming part of this community, and you're doing this platform, and so they understand, you know, it's going to be rough going. When you'll be fine. I'm going to get there eventually. Road to 8K. Absolutely. Successful. Where are you at right now? What's your watch hours, say over a month right now? My watch hours have taken a big hit because of, you think people will switch to TikTok? No, I think don't be surprised if you see a lot of people go to Facebook because of the stories that are coming out, just like the Dalton guy today, showing that he's making 40 some $1,000. Um, I think they'll go to Facebook. If Facebook is paying that well, don't be surprised if a lot of people just go to Facebook. Yeah, pray for Malaya's mom this week. It's going to be a long week for her. She'll be strong. There's no doubt in my mind. And pray for Sarah. Let's get Sarah's eye taken care of. And control us. Yep, they know what they're doing. Paris Hilton being Perez Hilton being live streamed too. Not good. Facebook undercut YouTube by paying creators more. See, Facebook is drawing a lot of creators over. And like I said, I had never heard of the Dalton and the Seiko girl uh, until Becca Lynn brought it up. Uh, I saw a picture of a paint color that said chocolate milk. It was hilarious. Matthew, have a good night. Be good. Go do something good for somebody tomorrow. Uh oh. Let's see. Yeah, 1622. The thing though there is, it's 4,000 over a year, um, which can be the 8,000 is where you're going to run into your issue. That's where I think everybody will run into their issue. It's going to separate the men from the boys and the girls from the women because it's going to be something that you're going to have to work harder at. You're going to have to keep, you know, Facebook's don't push my content at all. I have yet to figure out the algorithm on Facebook. I don't do anything on Facebook except um, I have one with the radio station and things like that, but I don't do a lot on Facebook. Maintaining it, robotic pool cleaner. There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out YouTube's algorithms, and Facebook's algorithms. and I've yet to figure those out. But like I said, that the one gentleman today, when I saw that he had 4 million, you know, subscribers through Facebook, I was thoroughly impressed. Malaya's mom said Facebook is hard. Absolutely, really hard. Good to see you, buddy. Have a good evening. We'll get it. We'll get through it. Trust me. We always do. That's the key thing. Perez the other day when he did that situation on his live stream, I think Perez has got a lot of issues going on that Perez needs to be he needs to be watched. He needs to be taken care of. And yeah, he was cutting himself. Yeah, Wyatt. No, there's a lot of them that sell your content that you just don't, you know. I've got a mosquito on me. Yeah, no, I don't understand. Um, you know, because that's where with the Whitakers, that's where Eric and Patrick had a lot of their stuff on was Facebook, and evidently was getting paid, you know, fairly well through Facebook. And then like I said, then the young man today, Dalton, showing that he's getting, you know, $44,000, $50,000 to do the stuff that he's doing. That brings a lot, you know, that brings a lot of people standing to attention, going, "How much did you make?" So something like crazy. The power went out. It was hot. It was dark, and then it came back on. There you go. Malaya's mom. He's got some issues right now going on, and you know he had been sick a while back. It looked like he was getting everything kind of straight in his life, and yeah, the Blake Lively thing that he had going on. Um, I don't know. He's got a lot of stuff going on in his life, and I think that it finally got to him. And no doubt in my mind, when you watch that video and you see that video, he was trying to leave this world, and hopefully he gets the help that he needs. And yeah, he did almost die earlier this year, and um, I think he just made it to the hospital in time in order for them to figure out. So Matthew, been there, done that. Yeah, when power goes off, you try to go somewhere, especially if it's hot. You know, we were talking about the derecho here in the valley years ago. My house never lost power. So we would bring fans out and put them on the front porch so people could lay on the front porch and sleep at night to help them because, you know, we didn't have room inside for them. So we would put people on the front porch and let them sleep on the front porch with fans blowing on them. Yeah. Rusty, have you talked to the insurance company yet? Good night, Miss Judy. Have a good evening. Love you. Instead of sweating and it came back on. Indianapolis is under a ton of water right now. Really? I need to go and look at that. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Dealing with insurance companies, there's your issue. Wyatt, have a good night. Take care of yourself, buddy. Be good. Yeah, they're covering some of the stuff. We didn't get tore up as bad as the people around the neighborhood. Big tree, though. House will be okay. Good. Good. All right, everybody. Let's end on a good note there. Let's hop off here for the night. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I will be back on Tuesday night with you. Pray for the Whitakers. Pray for the Guthries. Pray for Sarah. Pray for Malaya's mom this week, guys. Keep everybody in your prayers. Pray for the people in Rusty's community and Rusty as well. Let them know we're with them, guys. Take care of yourself. Up storming in Athens. Perry still recovering from floods. Miss Violet, how are you, Miss Violet? Go do something good for somebody tomorrow, guys. I love you. God loves you. We will do it again Tuesday night. Be good. You guys have a great evening. Bye now.